Good morning, everyone. I'm Qinglai. I'm assistant professor from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. I'm happy to be here to present my work titled "The Double-Edged Sword of Binding the Generative AI Online Q&A Platform Community: Evidence from Stack Exchange." And this is the joint work with Wharton and Wharton from AIGC Paris and Lin from the Wharton School. And Wharton is also here today. All right, so we've been talking about ChatGPT and Stack Overflow. So I think needless for me to say why we want to study the relationship between the large language models and the Q&A communities. Okay, so in my talk, I'm gonna focus a little bit more on how we approach this problem and then how we try to uncover the underlying mechanism. So in our study, we also look at the Stack Exchange, which is the large Q&A network comprising over 180 community right now. So after the release of the ChatGPT last November, there are a lot of community on those platforms. They start making the announcement about they want to ban the ChatGPT from their community. If you just look at their official announcement, and you will see that some of the common concern they raised about why they want to ban the ChatGPT. Most of the concerns are around the plagiarism concern, the answer reliability, and the fairness. Okay. And in our study, we collect the data from November 13th last year to April 8th this year, which is covered right after the launching of the ChatGPT. So during this period, there are 18 communities they made the announcement to ban the ChatGPT. But the remaining 155, the community, they still allow the AI-generated content on their platform. So we treated the first group, which bind the ChatGPT, as the treated community, and the remaining one as the control. So, but if you just look at the announcement and the way how Stack Exchange, they manage the content, the enforcement of the AIGC ban was made by the volunteer moderator. So it's their responsibility for detecting and removing the AI-generated content. So how effective it is. So before we start doing empirical analysis, we first look at the effectiveness of the AIGC. So we utilize a method proposed by Liu, and then we use that method to detect the AI-generated answer. And the picture on the left-hand side visualize the trend of the AIGC occurrences before and after the GPT ban. So unsurprisingly, we find that there is a big jump right after the GPT ban, which means that right after the release of the ChatGPT. So, but if you just look at the graph on the right-hand side, on this graph, we separate the treatment community and the control community. We use the blue line to indicate the community without binding the AIGC, and we use the red line to indicate the community that banned the AIGC. So if you just look at compare these two lines, these two types of the community before and after, you will see that for the blue line, which is we treat it as the control group, before and after the AIGC rate pretty much remains at the same level. But if you just look at the red line, you will see there is a big decline after the GPT ban. And we also compare the AIGC rate in the before, pre, and post period. And we see that the t-test result. And in terms of the AIGC rate, and these two types of the community, there is no significant differences before the ban. But after the ban, the treated community, the AIGC rate was significantly lower. So this kind of indicate that even though the enforcement of the AIGC ban was at the volunteer moderators' discretion, but it's still quite effective. Okay. So we take this effect based on the effectiveness of the AIGC ban. We treat this as the exogenous shock, and specifically on this website, because in general the Q&A community is a two-sided market. We first look at the knowledge demand. So specifically, we measure the knowledge demand by the number of the questions in a community and in a region. And then second, we also look at the knowledge supply. But particularly here, we look at the knowledge supply per question. So for example, the picture on the right-hand side, the second question, it received 4 answers. So the knowledge supply for this question is 4. And then beside these two, we also look at one unique but also very vital measure on the Qinglai community. That is the efficiency of the knowledge provision. We try to see how effective the knowledge, it can match the knowledge mine and the answer, because on those platforms, from the asker perspective, maybe sometimes the number of the question you receive is not that important, but more important is whether you receive an effective answer that can solve your problem. So on Stack Exchange, they have the feature, we call it as the accepted answer. So the asker, they can choose one and only one answer as the accepted answer to indicate that those questions has been answered effectively. So we generate a measure by using the percentage of the question that received the accepted answer within 8 hours after the question creation. So we use that to measure the efficiency of the knowledge provision. So with the focus on the 3 aspects of the knowledge sharing activity, demand, supply, and efficiency, and we take the matching and the defensive approach to analyze how the AIGC ban affects the knowledge sharing activity on the platform. So as I mentioned earlier, so on those when Stack Exchange implements the ban, there are 18 communities. They banned the AIGC, but there's still like 155. So to ensure that those communities are comparable, so we first implement a matching strategy. We try to match these 2 types of the community in terms of the number of the months they have been created on the platform and the community type, and a bunch of others, the community knowledge sharing activity on those communities. So as a result, we get 15 treated and 18 controlled community matched. So we're going to use those matched sample for the following analysis. So here is the definition of 3 outcomes of interest I just mentioned, and we organize our data at the community weight level. And then here is the summary statistic of those 3 outcome variables. And then this is the empirical model we are using. So the outcomes are the number of the question, number of the answer per question, and whether they receive the accepted answer within 8 hours. And the key independent variable here is the AIGC ban, which indicates whether a community I is implementing the AIGC ban in week T. And additionally, we also include the community fixed effect and week fixed effect into the models to try to remove the time invariance, the community, and the temporal factor. Okay, so here's our first result. So in this result, we visualize the bar here means the 90%, 95% confidence intervals for the point estimate. And from the left to the right, it shows the results for the demand, supply, and efficiency. So there are a few interesting results from this figure. And we found that in terms of the knowledge supply, we find the number of the question asked in a question after the ban increased by 13%. So it means that this one actually boosts more kind of like the question after they ban the GPT. So later we have a little bit more result on what those questions about. And then in the meantime, we did not find significant changes in the number of the answer in question itself. Okay. But most interestingly, we find the efficiency of the knowledge provisions decreased by 3.3%. It means that from this result, we find users are less likely to provide effective answer without the assistance of AIGC. So together, our main results kind of review one of the important trade-offs. That is, this type of the policy, it leads to an important trade-off between the knowledge demand and the knowledge efficiency. This is also the double-edged sword we just want to emphasize in our title, because the AIGC ban can stimulate more questions to the community, but in the meantime, the efficiency to answer those questions did not keep up with the increased demand. Okay, so we're trying to get a little bit more ideas what's going on. So from the the past advancement in the technology, we know that one of the key factors of the relationship between the human and the machine growth are what the machine can do and what the machine cannot do. So in our context, what the key factor is, what is the large language models capabilities and limitation, and how that plays the roles in this specific context. And specifically, we're trying to uncover the underlying mechanism by doing two set of the heterogeneity tests. We did the test at the community level by looking at how the GPT ban affects the shared and non-shared community. We also do a heterogeneity at more granular, like question level. But more specifically, we look at how the GPT ban affects the popular versus the niche question. Okay, let's just look at the community level. So here, the reason why we want to study this because based on the experience, you will see that the GPT and the AI-generated content may really affect these two types of content differently. The question on the top is from a site called Software Engineering. So if you just look at the question, it asks where to put the DLL specific settings. Okay. If you're trying to answer those questions, you might think that those kind of questions might be easy for the generative AI, the ChatGPT, to answer because those questions are objective. And there exists an accurate answer. So in fact, many researchers already find that the ChatGPT has exceptional performance in answering such objective tests, for example, coding the program. Okay. But if you have ever answered those questions on Stack Exchange, you might find that, wait a second, maybe those questions is not that easy to answer because most of the time those technical questions may require a deep understanding of the problem, and it may require the specialized knowledge and the expertise. So it's kind of hard to offer the real accurate answer. Okay. And then if you just look at the question at the bottom, okay, so this question is from a community called Workplace. And this question asks, do I have the ethical obligation to admit I've been falling asleep on the job? Okay. If I ask you this question in this room, maybe different audience may give me different answers, right? Some might say yes, some might say no. It's the same as the GPTs, right? But it's hard for you to say which one is right. It could be both are helpful answers, right? So does LLM, like the ChatGPT. They might easily, those kind of questions, it might be easily for them to give a simply okay answer. But are those answers desirable? Okay. So from the asker perspective, maybe what they want is they want the answer from the subject with the real human experience, life experience, and with more personal opinions. So if you just look at those two questions and think about it, you might find that the answer to these two type of questions might not be that straightforward. There might be mixed results on these two type of the question. So we generalize these two type of question as one. The first one as more like student type of the question, focus more objective and technical. The second way look at is more like the non-student question from the non-student community. And then we just harness the rich data and the diverse community on Stack Exchange. So we categorize the community, technology, and science-focused community as a general community. And we also categorize the remaining four, focusing on culture, recreation, life and art, professional, business as the non-STEM community. And we did a subgroup analysis. Okay. So what it turns out is we find that the result and the trade-off that we observe from the net result actually is more prominent in the non-STEM community. So if you just look at the graph here, the red line indicates the result for the non-STEM community, and the blue line indicates the result from STEM community. And you will see that the result only significant in the non-STEM community, and there is no significant changes in the net knowledge sharing activity in the STEM community. Okay? If you look more closely, you will see that users ask more non-STEM type of question after the ban. indicating that people are more enthusiastic asking questions when the human involvement is emphasized in the non-STEM community. But in the meantime, once again, with the GPT ban, the user become a little bit difficult for them to offer and deliver timely and effective answer to such non-STEM related type of the question. So once again here, based on these results, can I suggest what we observed earlier? People, okay, thank you. People, they prefer actually human answer when it comes to the non-STEM type of question. But in the meantime, it's difficult for them to offer effective answer when the GPT is there. Okay. And furthermore, we look at the question level heterogeneity, and specifically we look at the question popularity. The reason why this is very important because we know the LLM's capability and performance is largely conditioned on the training data you give to them. Okay. So given the scarcity nature of the niche community, it is insufficient, very likely it's insufficient for the LLM to give adequate answer to the niche question. So in our context, we try to separate the questions as popular or niche by looking at the tag. So the tag here indicates the relevant domain of a specific question. And in fact, on Stack Exchange, and they have, for each community, they have the popular like tags. For example, here in workplace, some popular questions are, for example, interviewing. And then this type of question has been asked nearly 4,000 times in this community. But there are also some question is really asked. For example, retrospective, this one has only been asked once. So in our study, we measure the question popularity by using the averaged count of the tag frequency for a question. And we separate the question as a popular versus niche based on the median value. And here's the result. So actually, there are two very interesting results we found here. The first one is, if we just look at the popular question, which is indicated by the blue line, we found that the popular question, there is no significant change in the demand, no change in the supply, but the efficiency dropped significantly. So this kind of suggests that people, they may widely use the GPT to answer the popular question because they know this is effective. But if we just compare to the niche question, we observe the increase of the question we observe from the main result mostly come from the niche question. So once again, this one also tells us once the human's role is emphasized in the community, people tend to ask more, and they try to get more human answer for those niche questions. Okay. So other than that, we also, because in our meta-analysis, we did the EID and matching. We also did a bunch of the market checks, and overall our results still remain consistent. Since my time is up, so I will quickly summarize my research. So here is the main takeaway from the study. So in our study, we find that there is a trade-off between the knowledge demand and the knowledge efficiency, provision efficiency on the Q&A platform. And this kind of suggests, provide a very important managerial communication to the company because it really depends on the company's needs at a certain stage. If they prefer, at that time, they prefer more, needs more question, they may indicate themselves, brand themselves as human answer only. But if the efficiency becomes the bottleneck, it may be helpful for them to open the usage of AIGC on their platform. And more importantly, from the two heterogeneity tests, we find that there is a significant differences in terms of the community type and the question type. More granular implication to the company could be they may help the user differentiate the kind of like the popular question, niche question. What questions are good for AIGC? What questions are preferring the human answer? This may help them address this trade-off and then help user obtain the satisfactory answer in a timely manner. All right, this is my presentation.